Peace to the gods. I don't really mean Merry Christmas. That was just clickbait. I just want to let y'all know coming in here. I'm coming to steal some Christmas joy. Because here's the reality. The reality is the fact that, no, I don't really mean Merry Christmas. Just want to let y'all know that coming in. I don't really mean it. I take it back. I believe that I love seeing black families together. I will say that. I love to see y'all enjoy, right? I love to see y'all in spirit. I definitely wish that was all year round, and I wish that we didn't wait for these moments to be like that. I really do. But I love to see it. I will say that. But then I think about how dire, right, the consequences is on like we be black all year round, then it come to Christmas, and people go do toy drives, which is just consumerism. You go shop at white stores, you go buy brands, and all we do is make white and Jewish people rich. That's all we do. So it's like, even this moment of celebrating family, if you stressing to go buy stuff, you want to go post up, everybody else posting their stuff, and it makes other people realize what they don't have. You know what I'm saying? Which makes them feel bad about their situation because everybody's comparing gifts. It's not because you don't feel good in the moment. It's because of the consequences after. In a time where everybody really should be buckling down on their finances, not spending frivolously, not wasting their money because we going into a completely new world shift. And the statistic of black wealth having 0% asset is predictively coming true. This is literally, unfortunately, first of all, it's fake because a moment of joy is not real joy. It got to be a life of it. So momentary celebration is a sickness. It ain't got nothing to do with whether this is pagan or none of that. We can take the religious conversation out of it. But the practice around these holidays is not healthy because it's not sustainable. So if anything, it makes you remind you when you go home by yourself, you alone, right? And a lot of people go into seasonal depression around this time because they wish they had that moment that they have at Christmas, the rest of the year, but they don't. It's just a moment. And it's a fleeting moment. It's like casual sex. Felt good for the moment, it didn't make you realize you're really lonely. Right? And so it's pacifying us instead of creating a good life. Right? We're creating good moments. And if I was to study, and I do, the consumerism and the habits of Black America specifically, we can afford Christmas. That's just the truth. We can't afford it. Kwanzaa ain't nothing either. I'm going to be honest with you. Kwanzaa ain't nothing special either. But at least it has principles. But we can't afford it. And the reason I say we can't afford it is because our household income wealth is too low. And I don't want to be the person that bring in that kind of conversation. But all I'm saying is that this should be the time, if you're going to spend this time with family, at least I would implore you all to have responsible conversations about how dire the times that we living in are. That's all. Have dire conversations, because if you don't take it serious and you try to ignore what's coming in this changing world order, you got about another 6 Christmases before you won't be able to afford the holidays at all. But Christmas is one time of the year, man, it make the rich rich and it make the poor poor. And trying to keep up with the social media Joneses, the Twitter Jones, the TikTok Joneses, you know what I mean, the Instagram Joneses, the YouTube Joneses, it's sickness. Because you can't afford what they are. I see people, they posting trucks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look at me. I'm rich and your family's not. It's a comparative reality that then makes you go overspend on things that you can't afford for a moment now, which has been created to make a post. It's not even for the real joy, it's for the content joy, to look joyful. And I thought I was going to get through this holiday without having one of these type of lies, but it's fake. That's what it reminds me of. It's all fake. I really wish that it was something that made Christians honor more Christian values and principles. Number one, like black family. Like if we honor thy family all year round, then I will love it. This is how I know that it's only going to be a few of us in the end. I really do not see the mass majority of people making it to anything special. Because to save yourself is to have a standard towards wealth and opportunities in your daily and weekly and monthly and yearly practices. The amount of money that we spend on Christmas as a collective, we can't complain about nothing. Let's say holidays and politics. Holidays and politics, we waste the most money ever. I don't even see people talking about Jesus. Jesus said, I ain't come to bring peace. I come with the sword. So when you hear people talking like this is more like Jesus than anything. A person that try to tell you just be merry. Nah, that's fake. He said, I ain't come to bring peace. I come to bring the sword. So if I see more people quoting Jesus and being like Jesus, I think we have a much better world. But that means that you would have to get rid of a lot of things that you do. But I don't think people really want to follow Jesus. It's easier for you to follow Christmas. It's easier for you to practice a holiday. That's like people say they like Malcolm, but you couldn't follow him because then you have to be like him. And then that make you look different. Somebody say Jesus wasn't too perfect. He wasn't perfect, bro. He wilded out too. He flipped tables. He got angry. It's just the idea of Jesus as this Christ consciousness that live in a world to where he felt like, man, I got to do something about it. I got to speak a truth and do a truth. He was a gangster. He was militant. That's what the idea of it is. But I just don't like seeing y'all go broke on Christmas time, knowing the average person don't have $1,000 for an emergency. And we celebrate spending all this money on gifts. When I was younger, I never celebrated Christmas. My grandma, she was a little sexist. Shout out to my grandma. She used to always get my sisters gifts. She never gave us no gifts. But I never really wanted any either. I used to always think that the children were a little slow because they believed in this idea of Santa Claus. And I got an active imagination, so I never needed an idea of Santa Claus or Christmas or any of those things to have a healthy creative mind, right? If anything, it's a lack of imagination because it don't make enough sense to me, right? So I would appreciate it if we made new rituals to celebrate. That's something I would appreciate. You know, it ain't even got to be that you can't have fun, you can't have traditions, you can't have these things. I would just like for us to create new rituals, that's all. Just create something that makes a little more sense and something with a little more swagger in it, man. I ain't gonna lie. Christmas is lame as hell. And no disrespect for people who practice it, but the sweaters is lame, the mistletoes, the elves. It's all very white. It is very white. It's just very white. I'm not gonna lie. Christmas is goddamn the whitest thing that black people do. It's like everybody just turned white for the holiday. Yeah, man. Y'all really be putting on them little ugly sweaters now. Listen, I know, I'm grinching it up right now, right, for y'all. But it's just very white. The eggnog. You know what I'm saying? Very white. Christmas is the whitest holiday ever to be made in existence, next to Easter. Because people look crazy as hell on Easter as well. But Christmas just seems very white and lame. You know, it's the Drake of holidays. That's what it is. I think that's what it really is. It just don't make sense. It just seems very white. You feel me? I'm like, can we get something that got a little more original Asiatic flavor in it? I would respect it a little better if we could make it cool. You feel me? Because even if I was a Christian and I was to celebrate Christmas, I would have to come up with my own thing. I would have to come up with my own songs. The trees just seem like a waste. I don't even like them kind of trees. I like palm trees. You know what I'm saying? We'll probably put little baby palm trees up or something. You feel me? We gonna switch it up to something else. We not doing them trees. Them trees, first of all, it's a good hustle for somebody who sell those trees every year, right? But it's a waste. It's a waste of Mother Earth. We cut down Mother Earth, man. And we really should be celebrating our in-tuneness and connection to nature.